A tough day for over 24 workers at the Gymnasium Limited. That's the story we're tracking in your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Friday, April 5. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. Over 24 employees at the Gymnasium Limited have been sent home with no severance payment. Shop steward and long-standing employee Winfield Eiffel revealed that workers were summoned to a meeting on Friday afternoon where management confirmed they were being sent home. The workers were also told they would not be receiving their severance pay at this stage.
Well, I get that. Everybody want the money, which is obvious. So it's a little black cloud over, but very much that we can do. Yeah, they don't know when they will get the money. The money has not been transferred to the ministry. The new workers got two weeks pay.
Maintenance worker Julian Searles, who worked at the gymnasium for more than 2 decades, told Barbados Today it's tough, but he intends to bounce back.
We knew, but we didn't know the time, so they just come haphazard and tell us yesterday that today will be our last. So, although we knew it was going to happen, we didn't actually be prepared for it, because a lot of people still disgruntled and stuff like that there. But I mean, that'd be fine. When one door closed, another one will open. I give God praise all the time.
So what's the next step for you then?
The next step for me, I'm a very handy person, so I guess there's a lot of things there for me. So I'm not really too bothered. I just want to continue to live. Got 3 daughters, make sure they live too, and be happy.
The National Sports Council is expected to take over the operations of the Wilde Sports facility. The Barbados Investors and Policyholders Alliance is awaiting full details on the pending closure of Resolution Life Assurance Company that was set up just last year to control the CLICO insurance portfolio. BIPA chairperson Joan Fowler told Barbados Today while she has held initial meetings with top officials of the company, they are yet to outline the full process. 2 weeks ago, Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced that Cabinet had taken a decision to close Res Life. Mottley had also announced a special package for CLICO policy holders and claimants. They are expected to benefit from a settlement package comprised of a $103 million cash payout and $300 million in bonds. Today, Res Life told policyholders that it will no longer be accepting premiums from all classes of policyholders. It added that it was working with the Financial Services Commission as well as the Ministry of Finance to commence the process of disbursing cash and bonds settlements. The closure will impact 32 people, 28 of whom are full-time staff. In other news, 2 weeks after they were shaken by the brazen killing of Damien Trotman at Sheraton Mall, the members of the National United Society of the Blind returned to the scene to complete what they started. When the tragic shooting occurred, the association was hosting a day of discovery when chaos erupted as a lone gunman standing next to them opened fire. President of the National United Society of the Blind, Kerry-Ann Eiffel, informed the media that members were determined to move past the incident.
We were attempting to do this event before, and we had an unfortunate situation, but our return to Sheraton today is because we know that life has to go on and anything can happen anytime. So therefore, we're out to do what we have to do.
How does it feel to be back at Sheraton Mall?
How does it feel to be back at Sheraton Mall? It feels good. It feels triumphant in the sense that we experience something that nobody should have to experience. But to be back here, knowing that we survived that, knowing that we are capable of doing this, is an excellent feeling. So we feel triumphant.
Alinda Brathwaite told Barbados Today that she was hesitant to return to Sheraton Mall following the shooting that occurred on March 21.
Within myself, I've told myself, well, you know, life has to go on, and I can't let just one incident stop me from going on my day-to-day business.
6 months after warning owners to remove their derelict boats cluttering various fisheries complexes across the island or risk having the vessel destroyed, Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, Kirk Humphrey, has begun to make good on his word. This morning, 5 of 45 vessels crowding the Bridgetown Fishing Market were destroyed and removed. Speaking to reporters during the demolition process, Humphrey explained that the boats were not only preventing active fishermen from accessing the dry dock facility, but it was also a health risk, as many of the boats have become home to vagrants.
I don't want us to slight the cleanup as one thing. You know, the truth is that this is a very big deal for us, because the state of the markets, this one and a lot of the others, was, shameful. And the fact that there are people living in some of the derelict boats and people living in the old ice containers, well, it speaks to two things in my mind. The first is that we have to be always cognizant of the fact that there's some people who are living below the radar for whatever reason, and that as a government we have to have the capacity not only to reach them but to show we care for them, try to figure out what the circumstances are. I don't think most people choose to live in these kind of conditions. But the other is that we have to take care of these government premises. Now, this market, as you can see, is loaded. Even though we've moved some of the derelict boats, in my mind, if you were to look around, some of these boats still look derelict. And I have a view that more boats should be moved than have been moved. But the chief keeps reminding me that there is a process and that we have to respect the process. I think also the definition of derelict suggests that the boat must not float or something to that effect if placed in the water. The chief could correct me. But we're looking at new legislation to be able to correct some of these wrongs.
Government is turning its attention to healthcare financing. In the coming weeks, a healthcare financing commission will be established in Barbados to deliver a report in another 18 months. Health and Wellness Minister Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic made the announcement this morning as he delivered remarks at celebrations to mark World Health Day 2019 at the Garrison Savannah, organized by the Pan-American Health Organization.
And this is urgently needed to underpin the provision of universal health coverage. Some of the major issues which need to be examined include a fair means of raising funds and an agreed guaranteed package of services that people can access when needed. In addition, mechanisms such as pooling of funds and the management and strategic purchasing to incentivize appropriate quality and quantities of healthcare will also be critical to our decision making.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings, the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality wants to sit down with government to discuss the country's buggery law. It warns it's time for St. Lucia to stop discriminating against marginalized groups. More in this report from HTS News Force.
The Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality (UDPATE) has accused St. Lucia of failing to meet recommendations from the 2018 Heads of Commonwealth meeting in London to amend laws that equally protect every citizen. According to a press release by the Alliance, St. Lucia's constitution continues to discriminate against women, children, gays and lesbians, while it remains a member of the British Commonwealth, which has eliminated all laws which discriminate against the vulnerable. UDPATE officials say Great Britain has sourced funding for the Equality and Justice Alliance to work with colonies to reform laws that promote an equal society. The release adds that girls still face discrimination in education, where patriarchal gender norms are reinforced and discourage women from venturing into STEM areas. The Alliance also claims that women are hampered by poverty, sexual harassment, violence and domestic abuse, which impact their ability to provide for their families. The organization also expressed concern with gay and lesbian youth who hide their identity out of fear for life and being bullied and later suffer, while those who are openly gay experience violence.
On the international front, Boeing is cutting its 737 MAX production rate as the company works to return the plane to flight. In a statement today, Chief Executive Officer Dennis Muhlenberg said they have decided to temporarily move from a production rate of 52 airplanes per month to 42 airplanes per month, starting mid-April. The MAX came under scrutiny after it was involved in 2 fatal crashes, one involving Lion Air last October and another involving Ethiopian Airlines last month. A total of 346 people died in the 2 incidents. All of Boeing's 737 MAX planes were grounded after the crash in Ethiopia. Today's announcement comes the day after a preliminary report on the Ethiopian Airlines tragedy showed that the pilots of the plane performed all of the aircraft manufacturer's procedures but were unable to control the jet before it crashed. And that's news. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.